dear students, I hope you all are keeping well. So once again welcome to your geography class, and in the last part of this chapter we have discussed the basic information regarding this weathering and the first type of weathering, that was mechanical or physical weathering, right? Now before starting this chapter, let's recall that first part once again. So what is weathering? Weathering means nothing but the wearing out or the disintegration of the rock particles, but removal will not take place there, and this process will always be acting on the surface of the earth. Okay, now there are generally three types of weathering present. One was like mechanical weathering or physical weathering, that we have already discussed. And what is that? The mechanical or physical means when the physical structure of the matter or of the solid particle will be changed, not the chemical one. Okay, that means the outer change will take place. That is known as physical or mechanical weathering, right? Now in next part we will discuss, like in today's part we will discuss about the chemical and biological weathering. Now what is chemical weathering? Here chemical means the chemical composition of the rock will be changed. Each and every rock or solid matter has a particular type of physical combination as well as the chemical composition. Okay, that means here the main agents will be the chemical components like oxygen, carbon dioxide, water and some other elements. Okay, so these three are the basic agents which will act in this particular type of weathering, that is chemical weathering. So how the change will take place? What will be the change? Maybe the color of the rock can be changed. Okay, the color of the rock can be changed, the entire structure of the rock can be changed, the basic chemical compounds that is present inside the rock, that can be changed. So these are the changes which can take place in chemical weathering. So there are so many subdivisions under chemical weathering also. Number one, it is oxidation. See here, oxy means obviously oxygen will be present. With the presence of oxygen, when the weathering will take place. Now what type of oxygen? Atmospheric oxygen. Okay, the oxygen that is present in the atmosphere. You have a particular type of rock. Suppose you have a rock which is composed of iron. Okay, and when it is in the sunlight, then what will happen? On that rock, oxygen will start working. Okay, and when the reaction will take place between this rock and the oxygen, then what will happen? The entire structure of the rock or maybe the color of the rock can be changed or will be changed. Okay, so to give one example over here, like take one piece of iron rod and keep it in the sunlight. After few months, you will see that on that rock, on the body of the rod, what will happen? Rust will take place. Rust means the color of the iron rod will be changed. Maybe it will be some fine particles of reddish color will be present there. That is known as rusting. So obviously when a rock that is consisted with iron, it will be come across with the atmospheric oxygen, then obviously the color of the rock will be changed, and that process is known as oxidation process. Next is carbonation. So here by this name you can easily understand. Yes, here the main ingredient is carbon dioxide. Okay, now there are so many rocks present on the surface of the earth like feldspar, limestone. They generally easily act with the carbon, okay, or carbon dioxide. So limestone means CaCO3, that is calcium carbonate, it is limestone. When it will act with or it will react with carbon dioxide, then what will produce? HCO3 whole 2, that is calcium bicarbonate. Okay, so hydrogen will be added over here. So obviously previously it was calcium carbonate, now it has changed into calcium bicarbonate. That means the chemical components of this rock has been changed. So previously the component was CaCO3, like only calcium and carbon was there. Now HCO3 whole 2, that means hydrogen is a new addition there. Okay, so carbonation is clear. Now next is hydration. Hydration means when the rocks are present and it is reacting with the rainwater, then obviously the structure or the compounds, chemical compounds of that rock will be changed. That is known as hydration. And last but not the least is solution. Solution means the soluble material that can be easily dissolved in some solvent. Okay, when you will put it like gypsum. Gypsum is very soluble type of rock. If you will put it inside a rock, inside the water, and the water must be consisted with carbonic acid or any other acid, then obviously the structure of the gypsum will be changed. So these are the 4 basic subtypes of the chemical weathering. So the basic point over here is, in chemical weathering, the basic or chemical structure of the particle will be changed, whereas in mechanical weathering, the physical structure of the particle will be changed. Okay, and last, it is very interesting, that is biological weathering. Now biological means obviously here the main action or main role will be played by human beings, animals and the plants. Okay, and somewhere in some books the biological weathering is always also written as mechanical weathering or physical weathering, but in your syllabus I have mentioned it separately because it is, for me, according to me, it can be another type of weathering. Okay, so what is that? Human beings, how human generally change the structure of rocks. If you will think wisely, then easily you can get the answer. Now how? Because nowadays when we are at the peak of civilization, we generally do so many activities, right? We generally deforest the areas, we generally do some constructional activities and so on. So while the constructional activities, while the agricultural practices, what happened? The rock or the material that is present on the surface of the earth, obviously the natural material, the structure of that material has been changed. Okay, so human beings obviously during the mining activities, agricultural practices, they also affect the particles that is present on the surface of the earth, and like this it also plays an important role in weathering. Now next point is animal. So many animals are there, mouse, moles and so on, rabbit. What they do? They generally borrow the soils. Okay, this practice or this process, if you will take it, if this will like continuously going on, then what will happen? Obviously the structure of the particles or the structure of the soil will be changed. And last but not the least, that is plants. So through the roots of the plants, generally they bind the soil. Okay, they hold the soil tightly. So when the root, it is spreading inside the surface of the earth, then what will happen? So when it is spreading, the root is spreading, obviously the particles that is present here, if it is the particles, okay, like the materials or the soils, and it is the roots. When the root will be spreading, then what will happen? They will affect the soil or the other particles that is present inside the earth's surface. So these are the general agents that generally act behind this biological weathering. Last but not the least, bacteria, fungi, they also plays an important role here. Okay, so these 3 are the basic types of the weathering. Now what are the general differences between mechanical and chemical weathering? First point, you can say that in mechanical weathering the dominant role played by the climatic conditions like temperature, pressure, humidity, rainfall, but in chemical weathering the main role is been played by oxygen, carbon dioxide, hydrogen and so on. Okay, chemical weathering is much more slower than mechanical weathering, because mechanical weathering, it is going on very rapidly. Okay, and the changes of mechanical weathering you can identify easily, but the changes that take place in chemical weathering, it will take it will take time to identify. Okay, and where the mechanical weathering is so much prominent, like in the hot desert area, in the hilly regions where the temperature is very high and temperature is very low. But this chemical weathering, it is mostly dominated by equatorial regions, okay, where the range of temperature is very less. So keep one thing in your mind, that where the range of temperature, range means difference of temperature is more, there mechanical weathering will take place, and where the range or difference in temperature is very less, there the chemical weathering will take place. So this is all about your weathering chapter. After this class, I am going to put some interesting quiz. Please try to answer that and give me your feedback. Till then, thank you. Take care.